for a win against a Western Conference rival. The San Antonio Spurs are ready for this thing to get started. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And Portland starts out with the ball. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in at the point guard position.
And they get the first bucket of the game on that one.
I tell you what, fellas, I'm anticipating a good one here.
Outside Aldridge. No good. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. And it's Plumlee that time on the assist by Lillard. Plumlee's got his first bucket in this one.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him two.
Lets it go from the wing. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Kicks it out to Lillard. With one on the clock, and the release was before the buzzer. And so the first quarter is in the books. Trailblazers out in front. They're up by 4. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
I was taught to, never let anybody.
I would say, Clark, we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
I think that would be accurate. I mean, Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of his business and doing what he needs to be doing. I mean, his reality is trying to live up to the expectations for him in Portland.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. Myers Leonard is out there with Chris Kaman. And it's Aminu in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Kaman a screen on Leonard. Lillard attacking. And it's Kaman missing.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Leonard, no luck. Lillard, no good. And the first hit.
I'm here with Coach.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, this has been a good game here after one half. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. And that's it for halftime as the second half is just.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the 5 roaming the paint.
And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to field that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
Both free throws good from Green. Spurs only used their preferred lineup less than half the season, but still a strong campaign. 22 games played with the starting lineup of Parker, Green, Leonard, Duncan, and Splitter.
And, the Spurs will go on to use 23 different starting lineups, Kevin. That would be the 5th most in the NBA.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Puts it up from 12. Aldridge's shot is good.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Davis setting the pick for Lillard. Plumlee with the screen. 2 on the bucket from Aminu.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. Henderson out there with Lund. And it's Leonard in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Henderson passes to Leonard. Kicks it out to Lillard. 5 to shoot. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off. Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. The defense stood tall there.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Leonard with this screen on Parker. And it's McCollum in the corner. No good from three-point territory. And they commit an intentional foul. See another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
And an intentional foul right there.
That's his first personal foul at the Orleans Pelicans. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're down by 4. 9 seconds left in the game. What do you think, guys?
You know what? It isn't over yet. A quick score and a foul.
And perhaps a few missed free throws, and they're right back in it. So it all has to happen fast, but it could happen.
Outside for Davis. Lillard from outside buries it, and that shot brings them to within just 1.
And if you came to see offense, folks, then you are getting your money's worth.
Yeah, you're getting all the snap, crackle, and pop you want from a scoring standpoint in this one. I just hope you didn't come to see any D, because if you did, you've been in for a long day.
So it's San Antonio who's straight by with the win. They break the